Let's have a look at number 30. The simulation is to be updated so that the number of plants that die in a given season are counted and the message is displayed to the user. 22 plants died this season, for example. Update, simulate spring, simulate summer, simulate winter subroutines so that a message is displayed at the end of each season informing the user how many plants died. So because we're having to update three separate subroutines here, you can see that this is a bit of an arduous solution. So we're going to need to count every time a plant turns into soil. That means it died. So we can make a variable called dead and set it to 0. And then at the end of the subroutine, say something like dead plants died this season. And then we need to do that in each of the three subroutines. So dead is 0. If you turn into soil, dead goes up by 1. Let me utilize copy and paste. I might make it a little bit quicker. So what you should be thinking now as a competent programmer is that there must be something wrong here. There must be a better way of doing this because I'm having to repeat the same set of code 3 separate times. And that conflicts with the DRY principle, like don't repeat yourself. So this leads us now onto this extension task, which says, consider how task 30A can be done in the most efficient way possible, reducing the number of times the same line of code needs to be repeated. Discuss the most efficient solution below. So what you might want to consider here is how could a separate subroutine be created that is responsible for counting the dead plants. It doesn't want you to do it, it just wants you to describe it. So one potential solution is to change the way that count plants works. So it is instead a function that returns the number of plants and then maybe defining a separate function that has 2 numbers passed into it. The number of plants counted at the start of the season and the number of plants counted at the end of the season. And from that, you can deduce how many dead plants there are. So I'm not going to show you the full solution. It's just a discussion that's needed here. That's something about making a separate subroutine, modifying the subroutines that exist so you don't have to repeat the same 3 lines of code 3 separate times.